Good morning, afternoon. We've got a big CAHSEE test coming up in about a month, November 6th, so let's continue to study and prepare. We'll look at this question, and it involves percentages, so let's read it. Sally puts $200 in a bank account. Each year the account earns 8% simple interest. How much interest will be earned in 3 years? Now, a couple of key words here. When you read any question that involves simple interest, you are always going to find a percent of a given number. So how do you find the percent of a number? It's always a simple idea, percent of a number, and the way you find it is you take the number itself and multiply it by the percent it's given. So again, simple interest questions. When reading that word, simple interest, you are going to find the percent of a given number. And you do that by taking the percent and the given number and multiplying those two amounts. So we're going to take our given number, $200, and find 8% of 200. And so we're going to multiply 8% of 200. And that's our setup. So we talked about this previously, that 8% must be converted to a decimal prior to multiplication. And so there is always a hidden decimal in front of every single integer. So the number 8 has a decimal. And there it is, 8.0, still 8%. Now to change the percent to a decimal, you move your decimal left 2 spots. So let's do that. And so we have a blank place value, and this is where you add a 0, bring down your 8. Now a couple of key features here too as well. You don't need a 0 after the 8 on the right side of 8. Unnecessary. Okay. You also, since we have a decimal here, it's often customary to add a 0 to the left of the decimal, just so you recognize that there's no whole units. It's 0.08. Okay, so if you leave it like this, there's the chance that you might ignore this decimal and think that it's 8. So placing a 0 here is perfectly acceptable. Right? And so now we have 8% of 200. Now what do we do with this? We multiply the percentage by the amount. And so one of the key words that indicate you're multiplying is the word of. In mathematics, the word of typically means to multiply. So 8 times 200. And what is that amount? Well, I'm just going to work this out the long way. Start with the number that has the most digits, 200. Okay. Take my 8%, line up my digits, add a decimal, and I'll leave it like that. I don't have to add the 0 to the right. So 8 times 0 is 0, 8 times 0 is 0, 8 times 2 is 16, 0 times 0 is 0. Notice I shifted in 1 spot to the left, and that's what you do when you move to the next digit and start multiplying. So 0 times 0 is 0, 0 times 0 is 0, 0 times 2 is 0. Now we add the digits, 0, 0, 6, 1 plus 0 is 1. And so 1600 is not my answer. When multiplying, when given decimals, you look at the number of decimals to the right, or the number of digits to the right of the decimal. The number of digits to the right of the decimal is 2. And so what that means is that you must have 2 digits to the right of the decimal in the given answer. So this is 16, right? Since you're talking about dollars, it's $16. Now you might think that is the correct answer, and so you might choose A. But again, that would be incorrect. It's not A. Why? Here's why. You have earned interest in for 3 years. How much interest did you earn in 3 years? Well, the answer I found here was for 1 year. 8% of $200. When you talk about simple interest, that's what you make in 1 year. And then the amount doesn't change. Every year after, you still make $16 every year. And so, first year you make 16, the second year you make another 16, and the third year you make another $16. So what is the total amount earned in 3 years when you're talking about the interest in this account? And so in 3 years, since this was a 1 year amount, the 3 year amount would be triple, right? So in 3 years, your amount is $48. And that is the answer. Again, I really drew this question out. I hope it makes sense. Here's the next one. Next question is involving a pair of jeans. A pair of jeans regularly sells for $24. They are on sale for 25% off. What is the sale price of the jeans? Again, when you read a question that says 25% off, what is the sale price? You are going to find the percent of a given number. And how do you find the answer of the percent of a given number? You multiply the percent by the given number. So, what is the given number here? Jeans. It costs $24. Right? And the percentage that we're taking off is 25% off. And so, we're going to find 25% of $24. So let's rewrite this as a decimal. Where is the decimal on any given integer? It's on the right side of the digit. So we move that over 2 places. End up with that. And now we multiply this, okay? So this should be $20, carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. Shift inward 1 spot. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. Add them up. 0, 10, carry the 1. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Since we have 2 digits to the right of the decimal, we should have 2 digits to the right of the decimal in our given answer. So it's $6. So 25% of 24 is $6. Now, here is the key. What is the question asking? It's saying that the regular price is $24 for a pair of jeans. You're going to take off 25% and find the sale price. $6 is not the sale price. That's the amount discounted. So here's how you find the sale price. The sale price is always found by taking the original price or the regular price right? And to make it a sale, don't you subtract? Subtract what? The discount amount. So, what I've just done here is I've made the question into 2 separate sections, and that is, if you look closely, this whole step over here is how you find the discount amount. Finding the percent of a number is what you do to find the discount amount. Number itself multiplied by the percent written as a decimal first. Okay. So the sale price would be regular price $24. We're going to subtract $6 from it, and it should be $18. Alrighty? Original amount, taking away the discount amount to find the sale price. The answer would be B. Next question. A CD player regularly sells for $80. How much does it sell for? $80. It is on sale for 20% off. What is the sale price of the CD player? Again, when you're given these types of questions, 20% off, right? 20% interest, 20% discount, those keywords, off, interest, right? Discount. Those are keywords that tell you, hey, I'm going to find the percent of a given number, and I do that by multiplying the percent and the number. So, keywords, I read them. I'm given a percent and a number, and so we're going to find 20% of 80. How do we find the answer? Okay, Ms. Jacobs, I think I'm getting the feel for this. You're telling me that every whole number has a decimal. It's called a hidden decimal. It's to the right of the given digits, right? And in order to change that percent to a decimal, I must move it left 2 positions. Okay. So there is my decimal, and of means to multiply, and so I must be multiplying these two numbers, the 80 and the 20%, written as a decimal. So working this out, writing pad's a little queasy here. It's not. Sometimes it writes nicely, other times it doesn't. Now let's multiply 0, 0, 0, 8. Okay, shift inward 1 digit to the left. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 8 is 16. Add now, add. So we end up with 0, 0, 6, 1. Again, don't forget this pivotal step. There are 2 digits to the right of the decimal here. So your answer must have 2 digits to the right of the decimal. So the answer is $16, right? So what is 20% of 80? $16. Now, don't be fooled. This is the discount amount, right? We just found the discount amount. But I'm looking for the sale price. $16, you might think that's right, but no, that's the discount amount. Don't choose it. Don't choose it. The sale price is found by taking the original regular price, right? And I'm just going to put sale with dollar signs, sale price, equals the regular price and we subtract the discount amount. Oh, just missed out that. So we're just creating a barrier here. Okay. Sale price, don't know it. Regular price, do know it, $80. I'm going to take away the $16 from $80. And that's $64. And that is our answer. C. So what is the sale price of CD player? $60. Continue. Jana bought a car for $4,200 and later sold it for a 30% profit. How much did Jana sell the car for? Keywords here, 30% profit. That's another key indicator when you're looking at profit, to multiply the amount given by the percent. Okay, so we're looking at a total amount of $4,200, and we're trying to figure out how much did she sell the car for. So how much did she sell the car for? Well, we know that she made a profit, and the word profit means that you're going to make money. So if you bought a car for $4,200, in order to make money, you have to sell it for more than $4,200, right? So how much more did she sell the car for? What was the total amount? And so let's again key on the idea that we're taking a percent of a number. So we're going to find 30% of $4,200. That's the key, guys, on all of these questions. And the way we do that again is, let's rewrite this, move it back. So I'm just going to jump right into the question. I'm not going to walk you through every individual step. I'm just going to show the process now, since we've done a couple of these, right? Multiply. You multiply by 0, you just end up with 4 digits that are all 0, right? 3, slide in one spot. 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 6, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 4 is 12. Let's add them up. So you can see that it's 1, 2, 6, 0, 0, 0. Now I have, again, 2 decimal places to the right, right? So my answer must have 2 digits to the right of the decimal. So this answer is $1,260. That is the 30% profit. This is called the profit, the amount of money she made when she sold the car. Let's get this clear in our head, guys. If you sell the car for the same amount of money that you bought it for, your profit is 0, right? If you bought it for $4,200 and sell it for $4,200, your profit is 0, right? So I'm not asking for how much profit did she earn. I'm asking for how much did she sell the car for. That's the key. So this answer, A, again, is wrong. Don't be fooled. You have to take this amount, the profit, and add it to the sale price. And so, by definition, here's what profit is. When you sell a car for profit, okay, the selling price, you have to look at the original price that you bought it for, right? Original purchase price, and you add, see, that's the difference, right? You add, not subtract. This is not a sale where you're buying something and buying it at a discount. You are adding to the original price, and so that you make money, right? So the original price is $4,200. The profit that you want to make is $1,206, and adding that amount. And again, I'll show this, since I think sometimes it's important to see what it is we're doing when we add. Let's line up our digits. And actually, you're aligning, when you add and subtract, you are aligning your decimals. And so these are hidden decimals, remember? So that's what you're doing, okay? And so the selling price would be $5,460. You see that? That's the amount the car must be sold for in order to make a profit of 30%. One more question. Salesperson at a clothing store earns 2% commission on all sales. How much commission does a salesperson earn on a $300 sale? Another key word, commission. This is where you're going to take and find the percent of a given number. And so it's as if you're making extra on your normal paycheck. It's called commission. And so how much extra is she earning on her paycheck? Well, it all depends on how much she sells. And if she sells a certain amount of money, you take 2% of that money and add it to her paycheck, and that becomes your commission amount. So how much are they adding to her paycheck if she has a $300 sale? Okay. What's the commission amount? Okay. So how much commission does she earn? Well, this is the percent of a number. So we're finding 2% of $300. What is that amount? Again, we'll write this as a decimal, hidden decimal there, to the right or left 2 spots. Add a 0, have a blank space. I'm going to multiply it by 300. And just write it out. I'll write that out. There are 2 digits to the right, so there must be 2 digits to the right of our answer. So 06.00 is $6, and so the amount earned on commission is $6. In other words, 2% of $300 is $6. So the answer is A. I hope that you understand and see now that most of these questions on the CAHSEE test, when they ask you to find a sales price, when they ask you to find a discount amount, or simple interest, or commission, or profit, all those keywords will require you, first and foremost, to find the percent of a number. And we do that by taking the percent, changing it to a decimal, and then taking the amount, the number, and multiplying it by that percent written in decimal form. Once you do that, then you're able to now read the question and think about what it's asking. Whether or not you subtract that new number you found by multiplying the percent and the number. Whether or not you subtract that number to find a sale price, or add that number to find a profit, or just leave that number alone and find the commission. So this is an important set of questions that we just worked out, and it's a big portion of the California High School Exit Exam. So please, remember, study hard and learn a lot. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.